10 signs he secretly hates you. This is gonna be the most painful video you ever watch. Don't for 1 second believe that just because you're in a relationship with a man or he says he likes you, that means he doesn't actually hate you. But a lot of women allow themselves to live in their delusion simply because they don't want to actually recognize the truth. You are not gonna be one of those women. But I'm gonna warn you, if you're too lazy to listen to all 10 of these signs, then you're only gonna be punishing yourself, because when it's happening to you, you won't be able to recognize it. Then you'll be the sad, sad woman staying with a man who truly hates your guts. Let's begin. So for number 10, we're going to discuss jealousy spelt the Gen Z way, because we don't care, we don't try hard, that's how we do it here, all right? Don't make fun of my spelling. So for this example, we're going to discuss the idea that you get a promotion at work. And you see your guy that you're talking to, whether you're dating him or you guys are in a relationship, and you're like, hey, I got this amazing promotion at work. Me plus this promotion equals more money for me. We're doing good, we're moving on up. And his response is, oh, you got that promotion? Yeah, you know, that one that you say you've been working so hard for? Yeah, I'm sure you got the promotion because of your work ethic. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that you're extremely attractive and the fact that your boss, you know, aka your manager who controls your paycheck, probably has a crush on you. And he probably enjoys seeing you walk around in the office in your tight pair of jeans and looking at your ass going back and forth. Yeah, I think if I'm honest with you, that's probably why you got the promotion. So it's not you and this hard work and this work ethic and consistency and dedication that got you the extra money. It's really the fact that you look good, right? This is a perfect example of jealousy, the Gen Z way. Jealousy, how it will present itself when a man hates you. Why is he responding to you like this when you are talking about something good that happened in your life? Shouldn't he be happy that you got a promotion? Why talk about the fact that you didn't deserve the promotion? Because when a man secretly hates you, everything is a competition. I'm going to say it again so that you put it to memory. When a man secretly hates you, everything is a competition. So if you talk anything positive in your life, in your career, in your hobbies, in your anything good that happens to you, he must be doing better. Because if he hates you, he doesn't actually enjoy the idea of you doing well, especially not doing better than him. So if he hasn't gotten a promotion at work and you've gotten a promotion at work, he wants to make you feel and make himself feel you didn't deserve that promotion. See, if we were in the same place and all things were equal and I was able to have the same advantage of being having my manager be sexually attracted to me, sure, I could get a promotion too, but I don't have that luxury. So because you're a sexually attractive woman and your manager wants you and wants to sleep with you, that's the only reason why you earn that. Just letting you know. So for number 9, we're going to discuss the switch up. Now, this is very interesting how this happens. I'm so glad we're talking about this. We've never gotten a chance to talk about this in the totality of the entire show, but this is an amazing thing to recognize because I know it happens to a lot of you. This is what I call the switch up for this specific reason. If you're with a guy and you spend time with him alone, you get accustomed to the dynamic in which you guys spend time together. So he's caring, he's close to you, he's nice, he's loving, he's sweet, all that good stuff. That's why I put a bunch of hearts around the two of you. Now, this is where I say the men that secretly hate you will respond this way, and it's very, very tricky. You're used to this dynamic. You're like, cool, I enjoy that. When you go out and you're around other people, whether it be mutual friends that you guys both know, whether it be your friends, or especially if it's his guy friends, now, all of a sudden, the same way he would interact with you if it was just you two, or even if it was just you two going out and being around people that you don't know, is very different. So I'll give you a perfect example of that. Let's say you go to the club with a bunch of your mutual friends, people that he knows, people that you know, and people that you both know. As you're at the club, you're noticing for whatever reason, he's just a little bit more distant from you. He doesn't treat you as if he's someone that is constantly telling you how much he loves you, how much he cares about you, how much he wants to be with you. You kind of feel like he's treating you almost as if like you're just a girl that's on his arm, kind of bothering him. And I drew here, or I wrote here, that you are like a fan. If you've ever been in a relationship or a situationship with a man who secretly hates you, you know exactly what I'm describing and the feeling and the awkwardness of what I actually mean here in this situation. You go out with that guy, and even though you're by that guy, you kind of feel like he's not showing you the same level of interest that he regularly does when you guys are just by yourselves. And even though he's not saying anything disrespectful or overtly being rude to you, the energy he's giving off is as if when you talk to him, when you ask him for things, when you touch on his arm like you regularly do, or you ask him to hold your hand or anything like that, he almost treats you as if you're bothering him, as if you're a fangirl of his. Any affection that you show him, he's kind of like, oh, why are you showing me a girl? Please, who is this girl? I don't know her. Please get her away from me. And that's the type of energy and vibe that you're feeling from him whenever you're around these other mutual friends. Perfect example of a man who secretly hates you. Because when he secretly hates you, he feels the need to communicate that secret hatred for you to other people in his life. Right? That's why I say, especially when he's around his boys, you have to imagine when he secretly hates you, he's also, what's aligning with that is the way that he talks about you as well. So he's going to describe you in a way where he basically is describing you as someone he doesn't really like and he secretly hates. So when he's describing you like that, he's painting a narrative. Now he has to align with this narrative. So when he's around other people, he treats you as he talks about you, or closer in alignment with how he actually feels about you, which is why he's distant, which is why he treats you like a fan, which is what makes you feel that awkward uncomfortableness where you'll go like, hey, wait a second, you were like this when it was just me and you together alone. Why are you acting a completely different way with me now? And it's hard. See, this is why I say this is a perfect show. And it's a perfect opportunity for me to talk to you about this, because I know it's hard for some of you when you go out with that guy and it's not like he's being disrespectful. It's not like he's cursing at you. It's not like he's, doing something so overtly obvious you can call him out on it. But it's a feeling within you that something is different, that the treatment or the way he's looking at you or the way he's interacting with you is different from how he usually does. That's why I call it the switch up. For point number 8, we're going to discuss humiliation. These kind of get worse as time goes on, as you can see, but this one is really bad. Okay, so let me describe. Let's say, for the sake of example, you and this guy celebrated a birthday of yours, right? So during your birthday, of course, you had a lot of fun. You enjoyed yourself. People were taking care of you. Let's also say, just for the sake of argument in this example, you got extra drunk on your birthday. You were having a good time. It's your birthday. But because you got extra drunk, you were extra sloppy. So at the end of the night, you're fumbling and you're stumbling and it's your birthday. You've got the birthday pin on. Your makeup's a mess now because you've had the whole night. You got stains on your shirt. And as you're stumbling, you kind of like, oh my God, I need to pee. And so you stumble to like this alleyway. And then as you're stumbling, you like fall on your knee and your knee's scraped and it's dirty and your dress is dirty. And you like pull down your panties and you pee by the dumpster. And like he's laughing because he thinks it's funny that you're so obnoxiously drunk. And he takes a video of you and he's like, oh my God, you're crazy, you're insane. And you're so drunk, you don't even realize what's happening, right? Let's just say, for the sake of example. Now, when you go out with a group of friends, I've seen this happen, it's insane. You go out with a group of friends, and because he enjoys humiliating you, he takes out his phone and he says, guys, you thought she was an angel, she was a princess? Come look at this video of her pissed drunk, stumbling and fumbling, scraping her knee, dressed dirty, looking a mess, pissing next to a dumpster. Oh my God, this video is hilarious. And he gathers everyone around to come by the phone and come watch this embarrassing video of you making an absolute fool of yourself. So you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I didn't agree to this, nor did I recommend that this should be happening. But sure, I mean, hey, we're all having a good time. So sure, video of me peeing by a dumpster. Oh my God, I was so drunk. Haha, can we turn this off now? Right? This is an example of the type of humiliation that men will put you through when they secretly hate you. Why would a man do this to you? The reason is he enjoys seeing other people see you as less than. So when he gets the opportunity to bring you down a notch, he takes it. Now, maybe in some scenarios it's not this extreme, but whether it be a video or a picture or a story about you that's embarrassing enough for people to look at you and say, oh, you would do that? Oh, That's what you're about? Oh, I'll take you less seriously now. Or I'll think of you as less than now. Because he understands, as long as he continues to humiliate you, you feel worse about yourself. And when a man secretly hates you, what do you think one of his goals is? To make you continuously feel worse about yourself. God forbid you feel so good about yourself that you actually realize this relationship doesn't serve you anymore. For point number 7, we're going to discuss hoarding. All right. Now, what I mean by hoarding, because I know some of you aren't familiar with this term, hoarding is like, for example, for me to like try and keep something all for myself. I don't want anyone else to have it. Now, in this sense, what we're going to talk about is hoarding happiness. Because when a man secretly hates you, he also doesn't want to see you happy unless the happiness comes from him. Why? Because that's an example of him exercising his control. He can be happy if he recognizes that the reason you're happy is because directly from him, as opposed to your happiness coming from any one of these other sources, which is why I drew it like this, that are not him. Now all of a sudden he can't be happy. That's why I say he's hoarding your happiness. When a man secretly hates you, he does not want to see your happiness extend past him. Do you get what I'm saying? When your happiness extends past him to your friends, to your family, to your work, to your passions, to your hobbies, it's a representation of the fact that you're able to do better without him, that you don't need him, that your life is good and amazing and awesome, whether he's in it or whether he's not. So for him, it feels good to be able to have your happiness attached to solely him. Someone said hoarding is spelled differently. This is the Gen Z spelling. My point being is that when a man wants to hoard your happiness, he wants it to himself. He doesn't want to share it with other people. He doesn't want to share it with any other thing. And he definitely doesn't want to see you going out and being happy. So an example of this would be whenever you notice that you go and you spend time with your girlfriends, you spend time with your family, you spend time doing anything that's not with him, you notice that he has a very negative response to you. Always questioning, why do you want to go out? Why do you want to do this with your family? Why do you want to be here? He's almost making you feel guilty for literally wanting to do anything else except for spend time with him, right? He's hoarding your happiness, because for you to be happy outside of him is almost like offensive to him when he despises you. I know it sounds very weird because you're like, what? This guy wants me to be happy, but only with him? Yes, because it's not actually about your happiness. It's about his recognition that your happiness is tied to him. Point number 6, we're going to discuss the comparison. Now, this is something the men who hate you, they'll do a lot of this. They love this one, okay? If you're with a man who hates you, let's say for the sake of example, you guys are out on a dinner date. And on this dinner date, you see one of those Instagram models with the basketball BBL. You know what I'm talking about. If you live in a major city, you know what I mean when I say the basketball BBL. Not the medium-sized BBL, not the petite BBL that the new girlies be getting. The basketball BBL where you're like, oh my God, that looks insane. So one of those girls walks by. She's got long blonde hair as well, all right? Down to her butt crack, let's just say for the sake of example. When she walks by, he looks at her and then he looks at you and he goes, wow, look at her basketball ass. I don't think even if you got a BBL, your ass could look like that. Your body could never look like that. And I don't even think your hair could grow as long as that, because she's got that long hair and that basketball BBL. You've got a bored body. You've got short hair. Your hair is dark. I don't even think you look good with blonde hair. And it's not just the comparison of, oh, she's got some things that you don't have and you have some things that she doesn't have. Not even that type of comparison. The comparison is strictly focused on identifying what that woman has that you don't. What that woman has achieved that you haven't. What that woman is capable of that you're not. Because the point of the comparison is to remind you you're small. You're undesirable. Nobody wants you. And if that man hates you, he constantly wants to put you back in your place, so to speak, to remind you of where you stand. And it sounds kind of crazy because you're thinking to yourself, how can a guy be with me and constantly be trying to put me down to remind me that I'm less than? Well, for himself, for his own ego to feel good about himself, for his own insecurities to feel better about who he is. Also, it's a way to exercise control, because the more you feel bad about yourself, the easier you are to control. As you start to internalize these things, oh my God, these girls do have way bigger asses than me. I can never have those type of proportions. Oh my God, I can never rock that long blonde hair to my ass crack like she can. Now, as you internalize that, you believe you don't deserve better. So then when he continues to treat you like garbage, you feel like all you deserve is garbage because you think you are garbage. So point number 5 is about listening. Now, this is very interesting. When it comes to men that secretly hate you, they have a very difficult time actually absorbing what you're saying. See, this is the thing. When a man secretly hates you, you might think to yourself, oh, it's going to be so obvious and overt, I will never miss it. Because they'll be rude, they'll be disrespectful, they'll curse me out. It's not always necessarily like that. A lot of times when a man secretly hates you, he's not being rude or disrespectful, but the way he feels and the way he treats you is just as rude and disrespectful, even though it's not overt. Let me describe what I mean in listening. Now, let's say for the sake of example, you've been going through a lot of work stress. You've had a lot of projects going on. You've had a lot of deadlines to do. Your boss has just piled you up with thing after thing after thing after thing. So you're communicating to him that you're having all of this work stress and how your life is going and just the fact that you have no time for anything, right? You're hearing him, or you're seeing him, I should say, nodding his head as if he's actually taking in what you're saying. He looks like he's listening. But as soon as you finish talking about all the work stress you have, what are the first words out of his mouth? Hey, yo, I haven't seen you in a bit. And, I don't have no food at my house. I would love if you could come over and cook me that meal that you were cooking before. It is so good. It's so amazing. And I just feel like, yo, that will bust me down right now. You think you can come over and cook a little bit? No, I would love that. And you're thinking to yourself, did this MFer even listen to a word I just said? I just finished talking about how I'm overly stressed about work and about all my projects and all the things that I have to do. This guy, the first thing he's saying is for me to come over to his house. Me plus the kitchen equals food for him? What? Did he even hear anything that I said? As soon as you feel like that, I can guarantee you that man hates you. Because as soon as you feel like, hey, I'm telling him how I feel, I'm giving him my perspective, I'm giving him my opinion, and he doesn't even seem to be taking that in at all. It's almost as if I'm speaking a different language. It's like I never said anything. As soon as you start to feel like that on a regular basis, you're exactly in this position. Because why are you in this position? When a man secretly hates you, nothing that you say actually matters. And even though he's not being rude enough to say, stop talking, shut up, I don't care about what you're saying, he shows you he doesn't care because he's not actually absorbing anything that you have to say. And he's definitely not acting on anything that you have to say. And a lot of times, all he knows how to speak on is what he desires and what he wants. So when he finally opens his mouth to talk, the things that he's saying are so misaligned with the things that you want and the things that you've asked for and the things that you've expressed, you almost feel like you didn't hear a word that I just said because I literally just addressed exactly what you're saying. Or if you were listening to what I was saying, you wouldn't even be saying what you're saying right now. Point number 4, we're going to discuss boundaries. This is a very, very scary one. I'm going to tell you why. You set boundaries, AKA you set rules when you're with a guy. You should be setting rules and boundaries because that expresses the amount of self-respect you have, the fact that you value yourself. You think you're a valuable woman, which is why you are able to tell him no, and you're able to set these boundaries and set these rules. Now, let me let you in on a little bit of a secret though, and this is going to be probably one of the most painful points that we discuss. When a man secretly hates you, one of the easiest ways to identify that he secretly hates you is how he reacts to you setting boundaries. Okay? I'm going to say it again so you don't forget it. This is really important. Easiest way to know if a man secretly hates you, when you try to set boundaries, see how he chooses to react. Men who appreciate you, men who respect you, men who actually see you as a whole person, a whole individual, a whole woman, they will actually respect the fact that you set boundaries. Now, not everything that you say, they might be like, oh, well, I would love to do the other thing that's easier, but they will always respect and appreciate the fact that you're setting that boundary. Now, the men that secretly hate you will despise the fact that you are trying to set a boundary and have some self-respect because they don't respect you. If the man secretly hates you, he never wants you to respect yourself. He never wants you to set a boundary. He never wants you to have a backbone and stand up for yourself. Why? He loves to be able to take advantage of you and use you at his own convenience. If you choose to start setting boundaries now, because you're listening to a YouTuber, now you have self-respect. Because you're realizing that you made some mistakes, now you want to change it up and you want to reverse it. If he secretly hates you, he's going to say, what the F are you doing? And I really mean this. He's going to be like, who do you think you are? It's going to be offensive to him that you would dare, that's why I put here, how dare you would dare to try and attempt to stand up for yourself, especially since you've been a doormat this entire time. This is why I tell you all the time, because some of you always ask me, you send me these private messages. By the way, if I have a private message for me, you can always ask me in the link in my description. Send it in to me. I'll respond with a voice message. But you guys always ask me, you say, a lot of my messages are, hey, Tomisin, I've been listening to your videos. They're so detailed. They're so amazing. But in my relationship, in my situationship, in my talking stage with the guy that I'm with right now, I have done absolutely everything wrong. I've done everything you say not to do. And now I'm looking to reverse my entire situation so that everything I should be getting from that man, I'm now finally getting. And my answer to that is always, well, if that guy has enjoyed using you, you can't even guarantee that you're with the guy who actually likes you. Because you don't know if he's with you because he likes you or he's with you because he enjoys using you. And a lot of times when these guys enjoy just using you, they secretly hate you. And I mean that, as nice as I can possibly say it. He's with you, but he secretly hates you because he has no respect for you. He doesn't appreciate you. He doesn't even see you as a whole human being. He sees you as an entity only to serve the purpose of his own desire and his own whatever it is, whatever he needs, right? And because of that, when you try to stand up for yourself, when you try to set boundaries, when you try to change your expectations and not become a doormat, he's offended by that. Because he doesn't want you to be doing that in this relationship. That's not why he's here. He's here to serve himself. Point number 3, we're going to discuss stepping on it. What does stepping on it mean? Let me tell you an example. So you're outside. You love being outside and you're with him. And a group of people, let's just say throughout the night, different people come up to you, girls and guys, and they compliment your outfit. They're like, oh my God, you look so amazing in those jeans, girl. Oh my God, your body is 10 out of 10. How do the kids say it now? How does Gen Z? Body T. Oh my God, body T. Wow, look at you. Girly, you've been hitting the gym. Oh my God, right? So they're complimenting you throughout the night. And as you're saying that, right? Every time someone compliments you on your outfit, compliments you on your body, someone said clock it, clock that T. Every time they compliment you or they compliment you on your body, right? He's always stepping in, making some sort of joke, making some sort of comment saying, oh, no, you think she looked that good? You should have seen her last night. Oh, no, you guys think those jeans, she was barely able to get them on this tonight. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make a joke, trying to make a funny, as the kids would say, okay? But it's not funny. Because what he's really doing here is he's trying to step on people who are talking you up. Step on people who see you as amazing, who see you as awesome, who see you as, more than. And he wants to make sure, no. We don't make her feel good around here. We make sure she continues to be and feel as small as I want her to be. So don't go around complimenting her that she's going to recognize how amazing she is. She's going to think she deserves more. No. Let's step on those compliments and let's make sure to remind those people she's not that amazing so that she can also be reminded that she's not that amazing. That way she stops taking any of those compliments to heart. Number 2, we're going to discuss memory. Very important. I want you to be thinking about this because this does matter, okay? Even though it might not seem like it's that important. Memory is important because when you like things and you desire things, now I'm not saying that your expectation should just be to say things once and expect him to know it instantly, but as you continue to speak on your desires, eventually he should be getting the hint of what your desires are. Now, even if he's a forgetful man, let's say, and he just easily forgets anything, no matter what it is, even if it's super important, he should be thinking that what you desire is important enough that I need to keep some sort of record of it so that I can actually put it to some sort of memory or have some sort of note on it so that I can act on it when the time eventually comes. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's say you really enjoy sushi. Sushi is your favorite thing. You love going to sushi restaurants. And for whatever reason, every time you speak on the fact that you love sushi, anytime he's thinking about where to go or what to get you or what food you're interested in, he's always like, I don't know what you like. And then you're thinking to yourself, you do know what I like. You don't really have the excuse of not being able to get me food because you don't know what I like. You know for a fact that my favorite thing is sushi. Every time you ask me, where should we go? I always say, let's go get sushi. I always make sure to remind you that I love sushi and it's my absolute favorite food. So you're wondering, why is it so difficult for you to put anything that I like, anything that I enjoy, roses, the fact that my favorite color is red, the fact that I like ear rubs, the fact that I enjoy aftercare, why is it so difficult for you to put any of that to memory? Because he secretly hates you. Similar to when I talked about listening, men who secretly hate you aren't actually listening to you, even if it looks like they're listening to you. When men secretly hate you, it's very difficult for them to put anything that you desire to memory because it's not on their priority list, right? The same way a man who actually loves you, actually cares about you, what you desire will be on the top of their priority list. A man who secretly hates you, what you desire will be at the bottom of their priority list. So what happens? It ends up slipping out of their memory easily, all the time. They're constantly forgetting anything that's important to you because it doesn't actually matter to them. And the craziest part about it is when a man secretly hates you, he can't even attempt to remember what's important to you. He might even be trying to recall, but because his mind is so preoccupied with other things and so little of it is about you, he can't even try to hold that into his memory because that's how little he actually cares about what you want. So for number one, we're going to discuss celebration. This is very, very interesting. See, when a guy secretly hates you, he will hate the idea of celebrating you. So at all costs, he will always avoid anything that puts you in the spotlight. Because when you're in the spotlight, it makes him feel very small. You get to be happy, the light's shining on you, everyone's paying attention to you. He doesn't want that. Once again, when a man secretly hates you, it's also about control. Because you might think to yourself, how can he hate me, but still want to be with me or stay in a relationship with me? Because he wants to exercise control. So when you are happy, when the spotlight is on you, when you feel beautiful, let's say it's your birthday or something that's supposed to make you feel special like Valentine's Day, something that would be a celebration of you or your femininity, Mother's Day, if that's the case, right? He always wants to step on that. Oh, we're not celebrating your birthday. I'm not doing anything special for you. Oh, I forgot this. I don't like celebrating birthdays. I don't like doing anything big. I don't like these big boisterous displays of affection and all this stuff because he doesn't want the spotlight to be on you. He doesn't want you to feel like you're the center of attention. He wants to be the center of attention.